Come on in, Brian.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear my good friend Brian. How you doing, my brother?
Fine, fine. After you retire, what's your life expectancy?
After I retire, well, it depends, right? Some people 10 years, some people 20 years, some people 1 year, some people die as soon as they retire. It all depends. I don't know what the distribution is right now. I hadn't looked that up.
Yeah, it's about 7 years for a male, 12 years for a female.
Okay.
So let's say you put back $1 million in Social Security. Shouldn't that money be yours?
Well, nobody that I know, okay, nobody that I know, even if you amortize it at 7% per year for 50 years, have put $1 million in Social Security. I don't know of that person. And I'm talking about average working class America. And I love the numbers that you just gave, Brian, because that is what a lot of folks on the right, that's the leaders on the right, would like to say. And you and I had a good discussion that I actually blogged last night because I loved that you brought up that issue. And I went ahead and did some numbers on the back of a sheet to do the amortization table because I figured you would have called today. And the reality is, no, sir. Even if they lived 7 years, they would not have put for the disposable income that they have. Even if they just put the amount that Social Security took, that 15% is not 7%, it's 15%, 7 point something for themselves and 7 for the employer. Okay, so I even gave that benefit to them as far as what the employer pays, and it didn't even come close to what they would need in 5 years. So that's what I wanted to say.
No, it's actually 2%. It's an actual 2% growth. So
No, I know, but what I'm saying, I did the amortization at 7% because that's the stock market.
yeah, if you do invest in the stock market, it's 7%.
Yes,
It's
and
less
that's
than
what I
2%
assumed.
it diverged in Social Security. Well, I don't understand your numbers. What I'm
What
trying to
I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, Rick. People make a certain amount of money, right? Let's take you as an example. And I'm not going to ask you to give your salary, but let's take you as an example. If you put away, how much money do you think you could put away a month in Social Security? I mean, a month in savings if you didn't have Social Security?
about 250.
Okay, 250. I'll have to run the. I tell you what. For Monday, I'm going to have the different scenarios for 250. You put in away, and I'm going to show you that
But
that is
I've
not
already
enough.
run it.
Okay.
I've already run it. My point is, if you make, let's say, you have $500,000 in Social Security, you've already
Yes.
put that money away. You die 5 years later. Who owns that money? The U.S. government. You have no say so to say, okay, I want to give it to my grandchildren.
Hmm.
You have no say so whatsoever. Those benefits stop if both
Right.
you and your wife work and your,
Okay.
your husband dies.
You know, actually, that point that you're making, Brian, is correct. Okay, hold on a second. Let me give you your kudos. Kudos. Hold on, Brian. We're not fighting here. You're my brother, Brian. We're not fighting. You're my brother. Stop it. All right. All right. Hear me out here. You are correct that if you die and you don't have any dependents, right, like your wife, that money stays into the pot. But that is what insurance is. You see, everybody wants to look at Social Security as a savings account. Social Security is not a savings account. Social Security is an insurance policy. And when you pay for your car insurance to the private companies, if you never get into a wreck, you see none of that money. Is that correct? Oh, Brian
I
left.
think, yeah, he left.
Oh, okay. Well, let me explain something about what Brian said, because Brian was right when Brian said, if all the dependents die, all the money that got into Social Security is gone. It's not really gone. It's gone to pay other people, and that is because the way some people want to sell Social Security is that it's a savings account. It is not. It's an insurance policy. It's an insurance policy of you living after retirement. That's what it is. So therefore, if you have the good nature of living 30 years after you retire, you will be paid and made whole for 30 years. If you are unlucky and only live 5 years, you'll be paid for 5. And that's why that when you do the amortization, the actuarial tables, you get a certain, they based on what some people live long, some people live short, etc. And this is the amount we're going to collect as this insurance policy. Right? So we have to stop looking at it that way. Brian, I'm sorry that you hung up again. You have to be able to converse if we are going to hear truths and make progress and not allow the corporatocracy to rip us off. We have to listen and we have to go back and forth so that we have an understanding. That is how it works. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.